How's it going, guys? Mick Ambrose from All About Tech. Welcome to the channel. I hope everyone had a really good weekend. I've just got home from work and I'm absolutely knackered. But today's video, it's not going to be a long one. I just want to go into the main points that have been taken out from the G20 summit in regards to cryptocurrency. This is more of like a news video in terms of the whole market. If I take you to the display capture on the CCN website, they've put together 10 of the main points taken out, and the main point in all of this is that the message was we will not ban but regulate the market. It's something we saw coming. You can't just continue to have an unregulated market and still expect it to be mass adopted and used all over the world by everyone. I think that is just completely unrealistic. Governments will get in on the action. So that's just typical. And this is a step closer now. This is the sort of news that we needed in order to kind of move away from this bear market, and hopefully we'll start seeing more of a bull market and start seeing rises in prices again, because this is really reassuring for the whole market in general. So the first point is cryptocurrency blockchain should be adopted by the countries. G20 participants have recognised that cryptocurrencies have the power to insert people who, today, are on the margins of the economic system. In addition, they realise that they can, and must, according to the Spanish finance minister, assist governments in broadening welfare policies, where they're recognising that blockchain is extremely useful in an economic environment in terms of transactions and financial uses. Obviously, they're going to be looking at blockchain technology in many more ways than just currency, but for them to say that it should be adopted means that, well, for one, that there will be another bull run at some point, because they're probably getting in on the action as well. But it helps those that aren't already in the economic system, those that without bank accounts and things like that, to be able to have an option to be able to be part of some sort of digital banking solution. Next point, nations recognise the demise of the traditional economy. Ministers also agreed that the traditional economic... I can't even talk today. Ministers also agreed that the traditional economy is undergoing a transition process and that it is no longer possible to separate the digital age from the economy. What they are saying there is that the current economy system is completely out of date. We're in 2018 now, and the majority of the world and everything in it is online. And the economic system is still like not really online. I mean, I know you can spend money online, you can manage your bank accounts and stuff online, but in terms of actual like physical money's being placed in banks physically, which takes up loads of space. It takes up loads of manpower, and it really adds up to be quite expensive. And then if you want to transfer that money to another country, then that's going to take a long time, because you've got to transfer the funds, not digitally, but they have to record it, and then obviously they need to actually send that physical money to where it is, which it's just long-winded, and in 2018 it's no longer necessary, in my opinion. But yeah, that's all I have to say on that point. Regulation is inevitable, which I said that at the beginning of the video. Don't expect to have a mass adopted market that's completely unregulated. I mean, every single market, whether it's business, financial, any sort of business, it's regulated. People pay their taxes on it, and that's just the way the world works. That's the way the governments work. You cannot expect cryptocurrency to wipe out governments and for us to take control back. Because if as much as people want to live in a free world where there's no governments and they can just do what they want, there will be no order in the world, and there will be no organization. The whole world would just crumble without governing bodies and regulations and things like this. So whilst it's a bit of a pain in the arse, it's news that is going to help fully legitimize the whole cryptocurrency space. And when the whole cryptocurrency space is legitimized, then institutional money comes into the market, because they'll feel like their funds are a lot safer. I mean, obviously, investing is investing. There's always that risk, but as long as there's regulation there, they can't literally have their money stolen or be scammed out of anything. So, and that is a really good thing. I mean, the sooner this is actually put into place, because they've put on hold, because they need to come up with some sort of agreement as to what regulations would be. So, so yeah, we just kind of need to wait on that one. But it's not bad news. It's good news. It's good news for the market, because it is. They're saying that it has a future, definitely, without a doubt. Next point: regulate but not prohibit. G20 members unanimously agreed that cryptocurrencies are important and represent a revolution in the economy and social organisation, so they cannot be banned, but they will have to go through a regulatory process. And I personally am completely fine with that. I know a lot of people, the majority of people, will be completely fine with that, because that's just how the world works. I mean, don't expect governments to kind of just turn a blind eye and let people make all this money without paying no tax or whatever. At the end of the day, here in the UK, I can live the way I live because I pay my taxes, and like the NHS, for example, I can use the NHS whenever I want. If I have an accident and I break my leg, it's the taxpayers' money that is being used to make sure that I can be treated for whatever injury I have. Without governments and without taxation on markets and stuff, they can't raise their money to run the country. So I think, whilst obviously we would all prefer not to pay taxes on our cryptocurrency investments, it's going to happen, and it doesn't bother me in the slightest. Regulation will not prevent technology breakthrough, but taxation is almost certain, and that's literally what I was just saying. Like, they will take a cut of the pie, and it doesn't really bother me. I'd rather have the whole space legitimized, and then shit tons of money gets funneled into the market because of it, than not pay any tax on money when, if it doesn't get legitimized as a real market, then the prices aren't really going to rise much higher. But yeah, taxation is almost certain. It's just something we have to deal with. It's something every market has to deal with, and we're no exception. So that we could have saw that coming. First regulatory proposals will be presented in July, so that gives us time. So this is why I think that these points are going to be what makes the cryptocurrency market not go down much more, but it will stay leveled off. And I think will probably still remain. I think the market will still kind of go sideways until this, because it is massively important in the decision making of those that want to invest in cryptocurrencies, but they're worried. So if they're waiting for this, then just expect the market to keep going sideways until then. Just be patient with it. There's no need to sell just because it's a bit of a wait. I mean, we've got April, June, July, 3 months. So just stop looking at your cryptocurrency. Stop looking at the price, because once this happens, and regulations are put into effect, then all of the everyone within the space can then start working to bring it to the masses, and then institutional money will come in, the price will start rising, and then everyone will start jumping in, and then the market will probably reach $1 trillion in market cap, especially if institutional money comes in, without a doubt. I mean, the amount of money in the market at the moment is just a drop in the pond as to what funds are available. Preventing crimes. This is probably the most important part of the whole regulation process, because at the moment, cryptocurrency is being used for really bad things. But that's the exact same thing with normal money. But normal money is well, it's part of like a regulated process, whereas cryptocurrency is completely in the dark. It's very, very hard to stop these crimes without regulating the market. So to prevent things like financing terrorism, avoidance of currency, money laundering, and consumer protection. And this is important because it's about, say, the reason why Google, Facebook, and Twitter have banned cryptocurrency advertising, and that is because of scam ICOs. So this is important, and I think once the regulations come out for this, and people feel more safe, like I said before, more money will move into the market. Tracking and know your customer. There is still no consensus as to how or if crypto actives should be tracked or tagged, so that it's possible to identify where they came from and where they are going. However, know your customer and digital identity standards should be key points in the discussions. So that's just simple things like registering on an exchange, knowing who that person is that's making an account with them. In terms of sending transactions, this to me sounds like they're not going to stop privacy coins, because they're what is the point? As long as if you can track where funds have come from the exchange, then as long as you know the customer, as long as the customer has to sign up with their name, as long as on the transactions, it's not like they say funds sent from so and so and so and so. It's literally just an address. So I don't really see much of an issue here. Obviously, if they want to prevent crimes, they need to do something about this, and the two go hand in hand with each other, and that's absolutely fine. Like I said, I just want this market to be legitimized, and the sooner that happens, the sooner big money comes into it. Europe wants to lead the process outside the G20. Europe intends to lead the process of regulating cryptocurrencies, but will not wait for the G20's position until July. A group of countries on the continent have set up a working group to discuss the issue and implement practical norms for Europe before even the 20s present their proposals. So this is, well, it could potentially be much better, as regulations may come in sooner, which means the money might come in sooner. So I think it's good that countries in Europe are just getting it done, getting it over and done with, rather than having people wait and wait and wait. But no, I have no issues with that. And then self-regulation. Although the subject has not been addressed at official meetings, behind the scenes, the self-regulatory process that has been gaining ground in Japan, Puerto Rico, and the US has highly been commented and may eventually gain room on the main agenda. So, in terms of at the end of the day, it's an individual country's decision whether they want to regulate or not. Not every country is going to regulate cryptocurrencies. Some countries will regulate cryptocurrencies, and other countries may be totally against cryptocurrencies. But the big countries from the G20 summit unanimously agreed that they will not ban cryptocurrencies. So, and that's where all of the institutional money is going to come from. So there's no question that there will be another bull run at some point, and I think it will happen after this regulatory process comes into effect. So that's all I really want to talk about, to be honest. It's good that it's finally happening. There's been a lot since the new year, basically. There's been a lot of discussion whether the market's gonna be safe. I've always said that they will never ban cryptocurrencies because it's just why would they have the need to ban them? I mean, governments can benefit off them just as much as anyone else. They just do their regulatory process, and then it legitimizes the market, and then that's it. There won't be worries about scams. Obviously, people will still be worried about cryptocurrency being used for criminal activity, but that's the same with fiat money. Like, there's always ways for people to manipulate a system for their own gain and for criminal activity. It's always going to happen. It always will happen. People will find ways. But this is important because this could be the deciding factor on when we get out of this bear market into a bull run. So that's all I really want to talk about, to be honest. That's today's video. Very quickly, I just want to pull out the winner of the ETN giveaway. I've got it already. There was 114 different people that commented on it. I was a bit disappointed by it, to be honest, because I was hoping a lot more people would want to get involved in it. But the winner of this will win 500 ETN. And let's pick a random winner. And the winner is... Wow, and I actually have to try and pronounce that. It is Viajero Astral. Or if that's like a Spanish J, Viajero Astral. Impressing. Congratulations to you. Let me know what your ETF... Well, I'll message you. Let me know what your Electroneum address is, and I will send over the funds to you as soon as possible. Congratulations. That video was for 500 subs, and I'm already now at over 700. So let's keep the momentum going. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers before the end of April. Let's do it. If you like this video, give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and I shall check you guys out in the next video. Peace out, guys.